Have you ever had this happen? You hear something powerful or you study hard for an exam, and in that moment it feels so clear, but only a little while later it's gone. You sit in front of your notes, your book, your screen, and think, what's wrong with me? Why can't I remember this? You're not lazy, you're not broken, your brain is not weak. What's really happening is simple. No one ever showed you how memory actually works. Imagine if you could train your mind the way athletes train their muscles. Imagine studying once and having the knowledge stay. Imagine reading a book and actually keeping the best ideas with you for life. That is exactly what we're going to do together. In this lesson, you'll learn 17 powerful steps that can help you remember more, forget less, and feel truly in control of your mind. They are simple, practical, and anyone can use them. And one more thing, don't just listen once and disappear. If you want to keep growing with lessons like this, stay connected with this channel. Hit subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs it. You'll be building your memory and supporting a community that's growing stronger every day. Now let's begin. Step 1. Pay full attention. Your memory starts before you memorize anything. Starts with attention. Most of the time, our minds are half here and half somewhere else, thinking about yesterday's mistake, worrying about tomorrow, replaying old conversations, drifting into random daydreams. And then, we blame our memory when the truth is we were never really present in the first place. Picture your memory as a room with one door. If that door is blocked with distractions, only a few small pieces can slip inside. But when you open that door fully, when you give your whole attention, information can flow in clearly and deeply. Paying full attention means you decide, this matters. I want to remember this. Turn that decision into action. Put your phone out of reach or in another room. Silence notifications. Study in a place where people won't constantly interrupt you. Clear your desk so your eyes aren't jumping from object to object. Then mentally lean in. Tell yourself, I need this. This will help my future. When your brain understands why something is important, it treats it differently. It stops letting the words just wash over you and starts holding on to them. As you read or listen, pretend you will have to teach it later or tell the story to a friend. This one shift turns you from a passive listener into an active learner. You're not just hearing, you're preparing to retell. And yes, your mind will wander. Everyone's does. The key is notice it gently, bring it back, and keep going. Every time you catch yourself drifting and refocus, you are training your attention like a muscle. Attention is not a gift some people are born with. It's a habit. Build that habit, and your memory will finally have the chance to do its job. Step 2. Understand before you memorize. Many people try to stuff their heads with raw facts they don't really understand. They repeat the same sentence over and over, hoping it will stick, only to forget it the next day. Your brain is not a storage box for random words. It is a meaning machine. If something doesn't make sense, your brain treats it like noise, and noise is easy to forget. Think of building a house. You wouldn't start with the roof. You'd start with the foundation. Understanding is that foundation. Without it, whatever you memorize collapses quickly. So before you try to remember anything, ask, what does this actually mean? Try to explain it in your own simple words, as if you were talking to a younger version of yourself. If you can't explain it simply, that's not because you're stupid, it's just a sign that you haven't fully understood it yet. Ask yourself, why is this important? What problem does this idea solve? How does it connect to something I already know? Your memory is like a spider web. Every time you connect a new idea to something familiar, you add another thread to that web. The more threads, the easier it is for your mind to catch that idea later. If something still feels confusing, break it into smaller pieces. Look up examples. Listen to a different explanation. Sometimes a new angle suddenly makes everything click. Once you truly understand, memorizing becomes 10 times easier. You're not forcing strange facts into your mind anymore. You're adding new pieces to a story that already makes sense. Step 3. Use simple words and mental pictures. Your brain doesn't love long, complicated sentences. It loves simplicity. It loves the images. It loves stories. When you meet a new idea, don't feel you must remember it exactly as it appears in the book or on the screen. Ask yourself, if I were explaining this to a friend, how would I say it? Rewrite the idea in your own everyday language. Your words are familiar to you. They match the way you already think. That familiarity makes remembering much easier. Now add pictures in your mind. If you have a list of have items, don't just repeat them. Turn them into a mini-movie. Need to remember milk, bread, and apples. Imagine a giant loaf of bread dancing clumsily wearing a hat made of shiny red apples splashing through a river of milk. It's weird, it's funny, it's not logical, and that's exactly why your brain will remember it. Stories and images give information shape and emotion. They turn cold facts into something playful and alive. Instead of trying to remember 5 separate points, build a little story where each point appears in order. Your brain will follow the story, and with it, the facts. When learning becomes creative, it stops feeling like heavy work. You'll notice you're more engaged, more curious, and your memory will quietly start doing its best work in the background. Step 4. Repeat often, but not all at once. You've heard practice makes perfect, but that's only half the truth. The timing of your practice matters just as much as the practice itself. If you cram and repeat something 50 times in one evening, you might remember it tomorrow. But a week later, it's probably gone. Your brain needs space. It needs time to rest, process, and rebuild. That's where spaced repetition comes in. Imagine how you learned the lyrics of your favorite song. You didn't lock yourself in a room and sing it 100 times in one night. You heard it today again, tomorrow again, a few days later. Over time, without trying very hard, the words became automatic. Do the same with what you study. First learn it, review it the next day, then review again after a few days, then after a week, then after a month. Each time you bring the information back, you're telling your brain, this is important, keep it. The memory gets stronger, clearer, and harder to erase. You don't need hours for each review. Sometimes a quick scan of your notes, a short self-quiz, or saying the main ideas aloud is enough. It's not about how long you review, it's about how often over time. Repeated, gently spaced, wisely, your brain moves knowledge from short-term memory into long-term storage where it stays. Step 5. Write it by hand. Typing is fast, handy, convenient. But if your goal is to remember, slow can actually be better. When you write by hand, you can't copy every single word. Your brain has to choose what's important, transform it into your own language, and then guide your hand to put it on paper. This process forces you to think, filter, and organize. In that moment, you're not just copying information, you're processing it. And processing is what creates strong memories. Handwriting also makes your learning more personal. Your notebook becomes a mirror of your mind, your phrasing, your examples, your little arrows and underlines. All these details help the information feel yours, not just borrowed. You also engage more senses. You feel the pen, see the shapes of the words forming, maybe whisper them softly as you write. The more senses you involve, the more paths your brain has to recall the memory later. Try this simple habit. After reading or watching something important, grab a notebook and write what you remember in your own words. Don't worry about perfect grammar or beauty. Just let your understanding flow onto the page. Over time, you'll notice you remember more and explain better because you're not just reading, you're rebuilding the knowledge with your own hands. Step 6. Teach someone else. One of the most powerful tests of memory is this. Can I explain this clearly to someone who doesn't know it? Teaching is not only for experts. You can teach a friend, a sibling, a parent, or even talk to yourself in the mirror. You can pretend you're giving a mini lesson to an invisible audience. When you teach, your brain has to recall what you learned. Organize it into a clear order. Choose simple words. Answer questions, real or imagined. That process takes information that was sitting quietly in your head and forces it into action. It turns "I kind of remember" into "I really understand." Sometimes, while explaining, you'll suddenly realize there's a part you don't fully get. That's not failure. That's a gift. It shows you exactly where to go back and study deeper. You can even record yourself explaining a topic and listen again later. You'll hear where you were strong and where you need to improve. And just by explaining out loud, you reinforce the memory again and again. So don't keep what you learn locked inside. Teach it, even if your only student is you. The more you share knowledge, the more that knowledge becomes a permanent part of who you are. Step 7. Use memory tricks, mnemonics. Some information is stubborn. Long lists, strange names, abstract facts. No matter how often you repeat them, they slip away. This is where mnemonics come to the rescue. Simple, playful tricks that give your brain a shortcut. One classic method is to take the first letter of each word you need to remember and turn them into a phrase or sentence. For example, people often remember the colors of the rainbow with a sentence where each word's first letter matches a color. Suddenly, instead of remembering 7 separate words, they just recall one funny sentence, and the rest appears. Rhymes and songs are also powerful. Think of how easily children remember the alphabet when it's sung. The rhythm and melody create a pattern your brain loves to keep. You can invent your own small songs or rhymes for history, dates, formulas, vocab, or steps in a process. The sillier and more unusual, the better. Your brain notices what is weird and different. You can also use vivid images. Want to remember a foreign word? Create a wild picture in your mind where that word's sound and meaning appear together in a strange scene. The image might be ridiculous, but it'll stay. Mnemonics don't replace understanding, but they're fantastic tools for remembering the details that understanding alone sometimes drops. Step 8. Organize information. Your brain hates chaos. Give it a mess, and it freezes. Give it structure, and it relaxes and remembers. Imagine walking into a room where books close and papers are scattered everywhere. Finding what you need is exhausting. Now imagine everything folded, sorted, and placed on neat shelves. Suddenly, it's easy. Information is the same. If you try to remember a long, unorganized list, your brain feels overwhelmed. But when you group, label, and structure what you learn, you turn confusion into order. This is called chunking. Instead of memorizing 20 separate facts, you might group them into 4 clear categories of 5. Your mind now has 4 chunks to remember instead of 20 loose pieces. Use headings, bullet points, and subpoints in your notes. Think of your notes as a map. Headings are the main cities. Subheadings are the districts. Bullet points are the streets and houses. When you review, your eyes don't hit a wall of text. They see a clear structure your brain can easily follow. Each time you revisit your notes, look for ways to simplify them again. Maybe 2 points can become 1. Maybe you can draw a simple diagram to show how ideas connect. Little by little, you are building a mental library where every book has a clear place. And in a well-organized library, it's easy to find what you need. Step 9. Use all your senses. Your brain was not designed just for reading words on a page. It was made to see, hear, feel, taste, and smell the world. The more senses you involve in learning, the deeper your memory grows. Each sense is like another path leading back to the same idea. When you read something important, don't only read silently. Try reading it aloud. Now your eyes and your ears are both working for you. If you can listen to an audio version of the same material later, a different voice speed or accent can give the information a new flavor that your brain remembers. When you take notes, don't just scribble with the same pen on the same white paper every time. Use highlighters, different colors, small doodles, arrows, symbols. Color and shape make your notes more visually interesting and more memorable. If you're learning words for real objects, touch them. Learning the word lemon. Hold a lemon. Feel its texture, smell it. Look at its color as you say the word. Now that word is not just sound, it's tied to a physical experience. Speaking what you learn. Writing it, hearing it, seeing it in different forms, all of this weaves a stronger web of memory. Learning becomes less like staring at a flat page and more like living a small experience. And experiences are hard to forget. Step 10, connect new knowledge with old. Your brain is like a huge network of roads. Every memory, every idea is a city. When you learn something new, your brain immediately tries to connect this new city to others. If there are many roads leading to the new city, it's easy to find. If there are no roads, it's easy to lose. So whenever you meet something new, don't study it like a stranger. Ask, what does this remind me of? Where have I seen something like this before? Which other idea does this connect to? For example, you learn a new English word. Instead of just repeating the word and its meaning, link it to words you already know, to an image in your mind, and to a personal memory. Now that one new word has several paths leading to it. Do this with concepts too. Learning a science idea. Connect it to something from daily life. Weather. You've seen a river, you've visited a glass of water on your table. Each connection makes the idea feel less abstract and more real. Real things are easier to remember than floating, isolated facts. When you consciously build these links, you're not just memorizing, you're creating a rich network of understanding. And in a strong network, knowledge doesn't disappear, it grows. Step 11, use mind maps. Sometimes straight lines of text don't show the full picture. Mind maps help you see information the way your brain naturally thinks. Through branches, clusters, and connections, start with a blank page. Write your main topic in the center and circle it. That's the heart of your map. From that heart, draw branches for the big subtopics. From each subtopic, draw smaller branches for details, examples, or facts. You can keep branching out as far as you need. Use different colors for different branches. Use small symbols, little drawings, big and small letters for emphasis. Don't worry about perfect art. Even simple shapes work. What matters is this. A mind map lets you see everything at once. The main idea, the supporting ideas, and the details all on one page. This helps you understand how ideas connect. Spot patterns. Remember the structure, not just the content. When you later try to recall the topic, your brain often remembers the shape of the map. From that shape, the words and ideas begin to reappear. Mind maps are fantastic for planning essays, revising for exams, summarizing books, or organizing big projects. They turn learning into a creative act, and creativity wakes up your memory. Step 12. Get enough sleep. Many people try to steal time from sleep to study more. They stay up late, eyes burning, hoping extra hours will mean extra memory. But the brain doesn't work that way. Sleep is not wasted time. It's when your brain does some of its most important work. During deep sleep, your brain reviews the day, what you saw, heard, felt, and studied. It decides what to keep and what to throw away. It moves important information from your short-term memory into long-term storage. Think of it like saving a file on a computer. If you turn off the power before hitting save, the work disappears. Sleep is your brain's save button. Without enough sleep, that saving process breaks. You might feel you studied hard, but your brain never had a chance to properly store what you learned. Most adults need about 7 to 8 hours of good quality sleep. To help your brain, try avoiding bright screens right before bed, keeping your bedroom dark and quiet, not drinking too much caffeine late in the day, going to bed at roughly the same time each night. A tired brain is foggy, slow, and forgetful. A rested brain is sharp, focused, and ready. So if you truly care about your memory, don't just ask, "How many hours did I study?" Also ask, "Did I sleep enough to keep what I studied?" Step 13. Brain-friendly food. Your brain uses the food you eat as fuel and building material. Feed it well, and it thanks you with clearer thinking and better memory. Feed it poorly, and it struggles. Healthy fats, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants all support brain function. They protect your brain cells and help them communicate smoothly. Berries are full of antioxidants that may help protect your brain from damage. Nuts like walnuts and almonds provide healthy fats that support memory and concentration. Fatty fish, such as salmon or mackerel, contain omega-3 fatty acids, which are crucial for brain health and communication between brain cells. Eggs provide nutrients like choline, which help in building and maintaining brain cells. Leafy green vegetables, spinach, kale, broccoli, contain vitamins and nutrients that support long-term brain health and may slow down mental decline as you age. At the same time, too much sugar, processed snacks, and junk food can make you feel sluggish, foggy, and unfocused. They cause quick energy spikes and crashes that make it harder to study and remember. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to follow a complicated diet. But every small choice matters. Think of each meal as a chance to take care of your future memory. A handful of nuts instead of chips. Water instead of a very sugary drink. Some colorful vegetables on your plate. Your brain is working for you every second of your life. Feed it like you truly value it. Step 14. Exercise regularly. We often separate body and mind, but they are deeply connected. When you move your body, you also help your brain. Exercise increases blood flow, sending more oxygen and nutrients to your brain. It also encourages the growth of new brain cells and strengthens connections between them. You don't need extreme workouts. A 20 to 30-minute walk, light jogging, stretching, cycling, dancing in your room. All of these can help sharpen your mind. Exercise also releases chemicals that boost your mood and reduce stress. And stress is one of memory's biggest enemies. When you move regularly, you feel more awake and alert. Your focus improves. You sleep better at night. And as you've already learned better, sleep means better memory. Think of exercise not just as something for your body shape, but as a daily gift to your brain. You're not just training muscles. You're training attention, clarity, and long-term brain health. Step 15. Stay positive and motivated. Your thoughts about yourself quietly shape how your brain behaves. If you keep telling yourself, "I have a terrible memory, I never remember anything. This is too hard for me," your brain starts to believe you. It gives up faster. It stops trying as hard. A negative mindset increases stress and makes it harder to focus. And when focus disappears, memory goes with it. On the other hand, if you decide, "I can improve, I'm learning every day, I'm training my memory like a muscle," you send your brain a different message. Keep going. This is worth it. Celebrate small wins. Remembered a new word, good. Understood a concept you once found confusing. That's a victory. Finished a study session without giving up. That counts too. Each win creates a tiny burst of pride and happiness. Your brain loves those feelings and wants more of them, so it marks those learning experiences as important and easier to remember. When you feel discouraged, and you will sometimes remind yourself forgetting is normal. Everyone struggles. What matters is not that you never forget, but that you keep coming back, keep practicing, keep believing that improvement is possible. Your attitude is not separate from your memory. It is the soil where your memory grows. Step 16. Practice mindfulness and meditation. In a world full of notifications, noises, and endless scrolling, our attention is constantly pulled in every direction. This mental noise makes it very hard for memories to form deeply. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the current moment. Meditation is one way to train that presence. You don't need incense, special clothes, or an hour of silence. Even a few minutes a day can make a big difference. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, take slow, deep breaths. Notice the air coming in and going out. When your mind wanders, and it will gently bring it back to your breath. You're not trying to force your mind to be empty. You're training it to come back again and again to one point of focus. Over time, this practice spills into the rest of your life. You become less distracted. You can stay with a book longer. You listen more deeply in conversations. You notice when your mind drifts while studying, and you bring it back faster. Meditation also calms your nervous system, reducing stress and anxiety, both of which disturb memory. Think of mindfulness and meditation as a quiet gym for your attention. Every breath, every moment of bringing your focus back is like a small repetition. Slowly but surely, your attention gets stronger. And strong attention is the foundation of strong memory. Step 17. Technology wisely. Technology can be your greatest ally or your biggest enemy when it comes to memory. Used wisely, it can remind you when to review, help you practice spaced repetition, organize your notes, store flashcards you can review anytime. Apps for flashcards let you create questions on one side and answers on the other. Many of them are built on spaced repetition, showing you cards just before you're about to forget them. It's like having a smart memory coach in your pocket. Note-taking apps can help you organize ideas into folders, add headings, bullet points, images, or voice notes. You can search through all your notes in seconds, making review faster and easier. Reminders and calendar apps can nudge you to study, review, or complete tasks on time. Consistency becomes easier when your phone gently says, "It's time to review that chapter." But there is a danger. The same device that holds your study tool also holds social media games, endless videos, and constant notifications. If you're not careful, technology that should help you learn will quietly steal your focus. So set clear rules for yourself. Turn off non-essential notifications during study time. Use website blockers if you need them. Decide. Right now, this device is a tool, not a toy. Technology is powerful. Let it serve your goals, not destroy your concentration. Final thoughts. Maybe until today you believed that a strong memory is something you either have or you don't. Now you know the truth. Memory is not a mysterious gift. It is a skill, a muscle, a garden you can patiently grow by paying full attention, seeking understanding, using your own words and images, repeating wisely, and writing by hand. You give your brain what it needs to hold on to what matters. By teaching others using mnemonics, organizing information, involving all your senses, and connecting new knowledge to old, you build a deep, rich network of ideas in your mind. By drawing mind maps, sleeping well, feeding your brain with healthy food, and moving your body, you create a strong, healthy environment for your memory to thrive in. By staying positive, practicing mindfulness, and using technology with intention, you protect your attention and train it to work for you, not against you. You don't have to change everything overnight. Pick one step and start today. Maybe you decide to write by hand. Maybe you choose to sleep earlier. Maybe you finally turn off those distracting notifications while you study. Small steps repeated consistently will transform you. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. If this message spoke to you, stay with us. Subscribe to this channel, turn on the notifications, and share this video with someone who also wants a stronger mind. Together, we can build habits that change not just our memory, but our future. Your brain is the most powerful tool you will ever own. Take care of it, train it, trust it. You may forget many things in life, but you never have to forget how powerful your mind can become when you choose to nurture it every single day.